it's time for our little post-run wrap-up thing. Tara's probably going to come back like 5 minutes. Oh, back, guys. Or maybe he's just fallen asleep at the wheel, which would be hilarious. But at least he had the
Just do a
opportunity to
night
mute
will drive
himself.
by.
Um, because I forgot to mention it last time, you guys could pick up 5 karma for doing stuff. Of,
Fantastic.
Excellent.
and then it's time to pull back the veil. Do a little bit of um, the roses and thorns thing that I stole from another person I played games with, where if you guys want to talk about things you like, things you didn't like, or any questions you had about why I did certain things.
Okay, not so much question about why you did certain things, so much as um, magic with setting the thresholds and the successes there and the various potency of it.
Sure.
Now, you were saying that the rating,
Force.
right, of or force of a spell effectively just determines or dictates the amount of success that you're allowed to have with that given spell.
Yes.
Now, is
it's
there a
kinda
limit
like
to that?
The limit is twice your magic rating. So as a magic
Okay.
6 mage, he could not cast higher than a force 12 spell.
Okay.
Um, keep in mind as the force goes up, the amount of drain you're going to take goes up, and could potentially become physical drain instead of stun drain.
Stun damage.
Yeah, stun
I wrote
damage.
that back.
See, told you guys.
Yep, 5 minutes.
Stun damage is obviously way easier to get rid of as compared to physical damage. And Drain has the wonderful quality of not being able to be healed unless you take natural time to heal. Like, you can't apply a heal spell to heal physical Drain. That don't work.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, that makes more sense there.
sure. Did anybody else have anything thematic or mechanic or just in general things they wanted to talk about with the run and that stuff? Nobody? I'm fantastic. I'm the best thing ever. Great, thanks.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
no,
cool.
I was going to say, I mean, I don't have any questions or anything like that other than what we kind of talked about a little bit before. I was going to ask
the
about,
availability thing. Yeah. So
yeah,
let's go over that real
all that.
quick. Obviously, for people playing along at home, this will depend a lot upon your GM, but I don't like to roll for incidental things like stick and shock ammo, whatever. Even if you have a good connection, RM Stealer, I don't even really care about rolling for APDS, which is like 12 forbidden, as long as it's not in the middle of the run. Like during downtime, it is cheap enough, and it is commonplace enough because just about everybody who's going to roll highly illegal firearms at times is probably going to also rock APDS because it kills gooder. Um, but if it's like in the middle of a run and it's something you need for the run because you're like, oh shit, we need to murder this guy and I don't have any APDS to do it with. Well, I'm going to make you roll it out now because now time is a factor. But as you guys are going into a bit of a downtime thing, I open that up a lot more. You want APDS? Sure. It's something that is commonplace. You guys can grab it, no problem. As long as you're not going for like 10,000 rounds, because that's crazy. That'll end you up on the
Fair
wrong
enough.
end of a knight errant sting. Um, was there something in particular that you wanted to pick up that you had in mind?
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to pick up goggles, rating 6 with flare compensation, image link, vision enhancement, rating 3, vision magnification. So that gives me a total availability of 9.
Yeah, go crazy. Nothing in there was
Okay.
restricted, right?
No, nothing in there. And then I was going to do the same thing for earbuds with
Yeah.
sound link and spatial recognizer.
Go nuts.
Okay.
If it's not restricted, it's the kind of thing that you can place an order on the internet, and it'll show up
Okay.
eventually, as long as you have a decent SIN.
Okay.
So that Amazon
And then that was
doesn't-
going to be my next question was, what if I want to buy a second fake SIN?
do you have somebody that can easily get that kind of stuff? Because if not, we would have to roll it out.
I got my arms dealer, but I don't know if he'd be into
You
that.
guys do also have Aldo. He
And
is a
who's the
fixer.
fixer, right?
Yep, his job is to get you things that you need, even if those things are people sometimes.
I was going to say I have Aldo, but I also have my own fixer that's on my as a contact.
Yeah. We could roll them
Okay.
out if you wanted to get a sin with some licenses attached. And we can see about getting them to you.
Okay.
So, talking about contacts,
Uh-huh.
it just costs straight karma to increase the contact loyalty and connection rating, correct?
In play, there are no mechanics to get new contacts or to increase their attributes. It has to all be done through roleplay and actions of the characters.
Okay.
Speaking of which, you could totally add that street doc. Did I give him a name? I don't remember.
No.
All right, I'll let Twitch
I
chat.
call him Lurch.
Sure, we can call him Lurch, the street doc.
To be honest, I'm just going to call him Twitchy because that's exactly what he was doing.
Sure. You may add him as the flavor of your choice onto your sheets. Let's say he's connection 3, loyalty 1.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Unless we mention the girl, in which case loyalty skyrockets. I'll do anything for her.
I mean, that's his loyalty to her in a creepy stalker kind of way.
Exactly.
A perfect example of sometimes loyalty doesn't go both ways, because she probably doesn't give a shit about him and just abuses his obsession to the safe degree that she can.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if you wanted new contacts, like Aldo probably knows a guy who's into more or less whatever you were trying to do. He can get you set up, and maybe that turns into an actual contact. Like this random Lurch street doc guy. You guys did save his life, because I think I rolled really badly on some roll to determine how that was going to go for him, and you guys rolled really well on not dying to murder drug.
He ended up imbibing the murder drug, and
oh yeah, he took a giant hit of it.
He went knuckle deep into the pinky with him and like straight inhaled that thing.
Yeah.
That's why I was like,
Everybody's
I'm not really going to touch that very much. So then, okay.
But
with
if you guys
things
wanted
like
to look for new ones, you could talk to Aldo. He might be able to set you up. Or if you guys had other contacts that might know people, they can maybe get you in contact. And then improving them is kind of like, let's say that, because you did this for that wolf guy, right? Jurgen?
well,
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah. The John. Yeah. The wolf connected us to the friend.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
He was
the
doing
ex-friend.
this. He was doing this for you for a favor to go find you somebody that set you up a bank thing, nice and sort of legal like.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
the fixer guy.
So depending upon how a job works out, it may boost some of those stats, or like as you expand upon your working relationship over time, maybe their loyalty goes up. Maybe they call you up one time and are like, "Hey, look, man, I need a favor. There's been some competition creeping in on my turf. I need them to disappear." And then maybe through the power vacuum of that person being removed, their connection increases. That's the mechanical side of that.
Okay. All right. And then with things like, now, how do you run things like upgrading cyberware? For instance, the bone lacing.
So I like to do it. Things that have ratings can upgrade as long as you're within the same grade. You can go up to the next rating by paying the difference and making the availability roll. As bone lacing doesn't have a rating, it's different types. It would be a rip the old one out and buy the new one at full price. Same thing if you're going from standard to alpha, alpha to beta, that kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's definitely good to know for me because, things.
That's how I like doing it. Whoever takes over after me may want to change it so that you can just um, go from standard to alpha or however you guys want to do it. It doesn't really bother me all that much. Um, Shadowrun is weird in that you don't get as many upgrades by getting bigger numbers as you do from getting more options. It's a game of buttons, and the more buttons you have that you can press, the more options you have available to you to fix your problems.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I got a +3 to my THACO. I'm super awesome now.
All right. Do you mind if I just train a
man.
bunch of skills? Since we get 5 karma, right?
Yeah, it was 5 karma, 5,000 Nuyen.
All
And,
right, that's 5. I could bring to 1.
what's that?
Just gonna bring 5 baby skills to 1, mostly just mechanic things.
Sure. Go crazy.
What's the working for the man, working for the people ratios? 2,000 to 1?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man, I might just work for the man. No, I just start saving my money now.
Why? What do you gotta buy?
Well, I'd like to buy a good, at least either a decent drone or a decent motorcycle to bring into.
Okay.
Not that I don't think we're ever gonna go in that loud, and you guys are pretty much capable enough.
Maybe. You got to drive that forklift around. That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I got to be a forklift for a day.
I feel like a working man.
Oh man, imagine that's kind of depressing. If there's like put technomancers and drones to work.
I mean, people can just get control rigs.
Yeah.
It's a thing that happens. You just did it by accident. You kind of fell into it, literally.
Yep.
But did you guys have anything else you wanted to talk about before I start talking at things?
No.
No, those were the questions that I had, so I figured
It was fun.
I had a great
good.
time.
Good.
It was in fact fun.
It wasn't exactly the most mechanically challenging of situations. It was much more about the morality challenging aspect of things. Because, surprise racist Johnson. And how that was going to play out, which happened to be a voice from your past that worked out even better than I thought it could.
Which is going to end up getting got.
Yeah. It's kind of
I'm
funny
gonna
how that
find
works out sometimes.
I'm going to shoot him.
He's like, I'm going to do it.
It's on my done list.
Oh, it's on your done list.
It will be a ride by.
So, then I have a couple of questions. For one, I'm going to assume that everybody's cool with following up the personal murder that Grog wants to portray upon some people.
Yeah,
I
would
want to
on
be
my
there for
own,
that.
Okay.
if I have to.
That's fine. It was just kind of like what was going to go down next session, because what we're going to do is we're going to start off next week, and I'm going to be like, what do you guys want to do? Because it's going to be all on you to do whatever it is you want to do. Like, I'm not going to give you any objectives. I'm not going to give you anything. It's on you guys. This is your gig. But I did have a question for Jurgen and Tilt, since you guys expressed a little bit of interest in the GMing side of things. What's something that you guys want to go through? Like, what kind of job do you want to do, or what's something that you want to have me run in an educational perspective? Like, what kind of directions or ideas would you guys like to see me put down? I know, put you on the spot.
So we've done a social infiltration mission,
Mm-hmm.
and now we've done a not so social infiltration mission.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen two not Johnsons, I would call them. Two people where Johnsoning is not the thing that they do as a primary
Okay.
thing. So I would like to see how you handle like a proper Johnson. I guess I would consider it like a corporate Johnson or somebody that's definitely more.
So you
That is
would've hit
what
the
they
big
do
times.
properly. I want to see how that would roll out personally, and
Okay.
we have yet to get into some kind of fight, like a proper fight, and
Well, I have
I
a
would-
feeling
I
that
would like-
there'll be some violence next
yeah,
week.
that's probably next week.
Oh
Um,
man.
and those are things that I want to see go through. Maybe not like a whole. I don't have like a run I want to go see through, but there are aspects of run that I would like to see.
You guys
How
are
they
more
would-
than welcome
Shooty combat.
to come up with some run ideas, float them by me, and I'll be more than happy to run them. As like,
Okay.
this is how I would do it. Because I brought up one of the posts I made today. Somebody was like, "Well, how do you account for somebody who wants like action, guns, shooty action, and somebody who likes a more black trench coat style?" It's like, well, all runs are different. And I gave them the idea of the first run that you guys did, where you kidnapped the stylist. It was like, here was the job. You guys could have did what you guys did. You guys could have gotten her fired and then picked her up off the street. You guys could have waited until after the show and kidnapped her there. You could have infiltrated the show, faked a, hey, we need you to help out over here on this other side. And then when she got by the back door, knocked her out and threw her out the back door. You guys could have clubbed her over the head when they were down at the bar and ran out that front door. Like, I merely give you the objective. It's up for you guys to figure out how you wish to complete it.
Yeah.
Which is what is great about Shadowrun. It's not like, all right, well, the ancient artifact to stop the evil bad man of badness is in that dungeon. What you gonna do? I guess
We send Groggy to go get the crystal skull again.
Damn it, Bobby.
I mean, I can't imagine anything bad going wrong with that.
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like that just planted an idea in my head for.
Oh, God.
Okay, insert face palm here. Tilt, you're going with me.
Oh, I'm
Bamce, I'm
sorry.
keeping some of that murder drug on me.
I mean, one of the other things I want to do during these initial sessions that I'm with you guys is set up hooks that when you guys take over, you can use. You guys have 90% of a box of murder drug. Can't imagine where that idiot got his hands on this stuff. Because he's an idiot.
Let's investigate.
And he's gonna be dead in a minute.
Oh,
Like I said last time, that's not coming back on us at all.
Exactly.
I am gonna dope his drink up with whatever, as much of that murder drug as I can get away with. And he's gonna have it. He's gonna drink it.
I like the longer this goes on, the more and more creative you're getting with the different ways he is going to be dispatched. Like,
I'm gonna tie a chain around his neck and drag it by the back of my bike as I go singing down the streets of that racist town that I used to run through.
I mean, we'll be more than welcome to see how that plays out.
KE is all I'm kind of seeing in my head right now.
I mean, he didn't say like that he would get away from it afterwards, but you know.
Oh yeah, no, I never at any point in time did I say that.
All right.
So there's that, and if like you guys have ideas for hooks you want me to start seeding, hit me. I will be more than happy to drop them in different places. I think I know which run I will do next for like a proper, organized, professional Johnson person, but it'll probably actually be the run that Group 1 lost their balls on.
Oh.
oh
Lost the
yay!
balls? That's not cool.
Well, like we had to meet, and they were all like, "I don't know, guys. I don't think we can do this."
I just love the concept that we just said, "Oh yeah, this is totally what we want to do," and then us also going in there and being like, "No, we're not doing that either."
I mean, it's gonna be more or less the same thing. You're gonna be offered about $100,000 to go into a facility, plant a device, and get out.
That sounds
It's
easy
gonna
enough.
involve wrestling.
Oh, I like the difference in this. They go, "Oh no," and we go, "Why the fuck not?"
I mean,
sounds easy enough.
there were some qualifications. For one, Terra, you're not allowed to hurt anybody, and
Again,
they can't
sounds
know
easy,
that
no?
that device is there.
Ha! Terra is not allowed to hurt anybody. Nothing about the troll hurting anybody. Awesome.
Whoa, whoa.
I love the concept.
Hey, hey. My guns
We
are
just-
loaded with stick and shock.
I love the concept of just us going there without Grog and then calling Grog in to be like, you said we couldn't do it. You didn't say the private contractor couldn't do it.
So there was a run on the hub that I did where I was playing my face. And there were 6 of us, and the GM had this weird honor thing where the Johnson super traditional Yakuza guy wanted to make sure that the target we were there to kill was killed by an honorable samurai. So we wanted the street Sams on our team to fight each other to see which one should be the one to murder him. My buddy was like, nah man, I'm out, I don't need this. So my face goes, I'm gonna roll Matrix Perception to find his comm link. I'm gonna send him a message like, yo, this is some shady shit. If you hang out, a block away and I send you a message that this is something's going wrong here, I got some money for you to come and help bail my ass out. Because when the first thing that Johnson really does is ask your team to fight each other, no. I ain't getting involved in that. Sorry. Now I got a thing in my back pocket. I have the advantage. So they had their fisticuffs, and the one guy, like the first 2 fought, and then when the second guy went to fight when the third guy went to fight the fourth guy, he had the combat monster negative quality, and he walked away from it because he's like, I wouldn't be able to stop until I murdered you, and I let that guy go. Cause frag that guy, He waited until a fight started. He waited to see where things are. He was like, now I'm gonna leave. The other guy was like, nah, I'm too good for this shit. Frag it. That's the guy I want in my pocket. Because he knows that he's too good for this. He's not going to sit out and see how things play out and weigh his advantages and all of that bullshit. He's the guy that I can be like, here's 10 grand, murder him. And you're like, all right. Man, it was good times. I feel like an asshole because I told the story and nobody was like, man, that was cool.
That is cool.
No,
I was thinking that.
fired.
It's definitely one of those you now
Like,
have.
we want to be that guy.
I want to have that guy walking around the corner saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, here's my buddy I didn't tell you about, but you
Right.
paid me to do the job. The job is done.
Yeah,
You didn't tell me how I had to complete it."
We totally cut him in for a portion of the job because it's like Johnson doesn't know he's involved because he's got these guys here. It's like, and we got an extra heavy, and he at this point I think he was like a 300 karma runner or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How crazy does it get on the hub?
It depends because when you GM games, you get karma, you get points that you can put onto your characters in the form of karma and stuff. I GM'd a lot. That adept sheet that I threw a link in the chat was over about 9 months of play.
Wow.
And she had about 500 by the time that she died, or the time that she retired. She died previously, but that's not important. It's a wonderful experience. I had a street Sam that I played for probably about 14 months. He had about 200 karma.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He also had several rocket launchers that he would carry in a golf bag.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because it's like they're not an everyday food, they're a sometimes food. But when you get contracted for a job to stop a convoy and you find out that it's like a lead vehicle, 4 outrider motorcycles, 3 18-wheelers, you're like, man, I am really glad he has a rocket launcher.
I'm really glad he has 3 of them bad boys.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was great. Because it's just like, all right, well, shoot the first car, blow that up, create some wreckage. Now they can't keep going. I'll shoot the third 18-wheeler, knock that out. All right, you guys want to mop up now that they can't go anywhere?
Created a kill box.
Yeah, that's why I like to bring up options, because when you have options, like, if I had given you guys that job, you guys have been in deep trouble. But you guys
Yeah, we
spend
don't
some
have
money,
materials.
get some rocket launchers. Now we're talking. Now you can do crazy shit like that. Because, sometimes you need a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
But sometimes, it remains sometimes. Because if you use them all the time, well, then we get
You
into
have a calling
escalation.
card.
Did I ever talk about escalation with you guys?
No.
You did.
Okay. Escalation is something I like to bring up a bunch of times in talking about Shadowrun and theory crafting a bit. The first time I really remember it was somebody mentioned that you could use alchemy to turn a grenade into a physical barrier preparation, so that when you throw it, you could trigger that to make like a bubble over people, and then detonate your grenade, and it would intentionally chunky salsa them by bouncing off of the physical barrier. It's like, okay, that's cute once,
He
twice,
fucked up.
but when you start doing it all the time, I am honor bound to reply to you in kind. Like, you want to do this to all my NPCs all the time? It's like, okay, they're not dumb. They're going to catch on to this, and they're going to start doing it to you. Kind of like mind control. Control thoughts, control
Yeah.
actions. Every once in a while, not a big deal. But when it's oh, there's a bad guy, I'm going to mind control him. Oh, it's a bad guy, I'm going to mind control him.
It's your go-to.
Then we get into escalation, because since you're doing it all the time, I'm going to do it back to you. And let me
really
ask you how
hate
good
mine.
it feels when I mind control a Grog and have him murder a Terra.
Hey, you almost had that with that murder drug. Almost.
Yeah, that mind magic is just super crazy.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things that's like, yes, these are things that you can do, and it's technically allowed by the rules, but this isn't a game about one-upsmanship, because you're going to lose. There's no winning that. There isn't in most RPGs. It's like, don't don't keep dicking around with the GM like that. Um, Whenever the topic of multiple attacks and shooting the same person multiple times comes up, I like to remind people that I have more mono whip wielding troll adepts than they do dice. So when you're making 4 defense tests at -3, -4, -5, and -6 in a single combat turn to avoid 12p AP -8. Oh, I'm sorry, did you just lose a limb? Man, that's unfortunate. But you can shoot him twice.
Can you shoot? I thought. I'm not really clear on the combat rules like that, I guess.
Not anymore, because I just lost a limb.
Oh,
So-
no, I mean, but I thought you couldn't really actually make the same attack action twice. Is burst fire just you add a penalty, I think?
So you have one attack action per turn. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's an attack action. This can get kind of wonky dependent upon some. Like, if I'm going to cast a touch spell on an unwilling target, well, then you're going to make 2 dice rolls, but it's really only 1 attack action, because you just have to kind of touch them. You can use a multi-attack action, like a free action, to split your dice pool to attack multiple targets. And it kind of specifically states multiple targets, rather than shooting the same guy twice. Because
Figure that much.
the game really begins to break down. But given the way that 5th edition is edited and put together, there's some places somewhere that people will pull obscure things together to try and make their point, when at the end of the day you're really beginning to not only be that guy, but break the game. And that's not good for the game. This game can't really stand that too much. There's a line in the Matrix chapter where it talks about when a persona uses a device, it absorbs the device to insinuate to state that it is no longer a device. And devices, it needs to be a device to be part of a pan, to be like in that master-slave relationship. So when your persona uses that device, it's no longer a device, so it's no longer part of a pan, so you're no longer hooked up to anything. And the entire Matrix falls apart.
Yeah. That just made my head hurt. What?
Don't worry about it. It is a line that must be thrown away for the Matrix to work.
All right.
That's a big plus. Oh, so speaking of secondary thought here with magic earlier, you had Jurgen was able to cast his spell and then concentrate on it and maintain it in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like an actual range that you use that you reference, or do you kind of just do a kind of this?
Nope.
Well, as long as you're in line of sight when he casts a spell, he can sustain it for, whenever. Until he stops, basically.
Correct. There are a couple of things that could crop into a situation that might interfere with it.
Mana barriers.
Mana barriers is one. When you attempt to go through a mana barrier with a spell, it will attempt to knock the spell off. There's a contested roll there. If you have certain meta magics, you can try and sneak your spell through the barrier. If you run into an astral mage or a spirit that has the counterspelling skill, they can attempt to knock your spell off just by contested rolls there. Or if you are going into a background count. So let's say you were going into a facility that was nuclear powered, and you're in your radiation chute, and he casts some buff spells on you, and you step across that lead-lined threshold. Unless they were really strong spells to get past the background count that radiation is going to cause, those spells will fall off.
All right.
Most spells are line of sight, so like
certain that you had to use to maintain it.
Yeah. For each spell he sustains, it gives him a -2 dice penalty to everything he does.
Okay.
So
he could start. Psych helps.
Psych helps, but it's still a penalty that will be accruing and accruing and accruing as time goes on.
Yep.
You just kind of deal with it. But like this situation, I actually feel like we all kind of got everything together. Tilt might have been a little bit lower on the action to necessary part of the plan, because like Tara was doing the lock thing, Jurgen was doing the scouting and the invisibility thing. Tilt was roughhousing the guy with words.
Yeah, Tilt at the end of the day is the guy we gotta run back to, we're in trouble. Yell at people, please.
Are you crazy, man? He got us the money. That's what he got us.
He'd get you some money.
Tilt is our moneymaker.
I'm there when I need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Armed with a smolder and probably a gun.
I have a nice large pistol.
Is it a Super Warhawk?
It is not a Super Warhawk. What is it? Street gear, weapons. It's a Colt Manhunter.
Good enough.
But I did everything I needed to do last week.
This is true. You did do a bunch last week. Yeah. But yeah. No. If you guys don't have any other questions or stuff, we will adjourn, and I'll talk to you guys throughout the course of the week. If there are items you wish to purchase or things along those lines, just hit me up. Most of the time, I'll probably be like, "Yeah, no, just buy it," unless you're trying to get rocket launchers or something.
Sweet.
Which you could totally
sounds
try and
good.
Buy. Just saying. And Twitch chat suggests that Jurgen gets an actual lifestyle.
Can Jurgen crash with me? I mean, with Tara. Blah.
I mean, that's up to you if you want to let him do that.
I mean, I have a very accommodating low lifestyle.
I mean, if he wants to come live with me, I would,
If there are people offering to let me just hang out on their couch or in another room in their house, I will absolutely go live with Tilt.
Oh no, you're paying part of the rent.
He's got the negotiation dice too. He can make that happen. Make it think it was your idea.
I serve an integral part of your group. Remember how I didn't let the troll kill you and I saved the murder doc? Yeah.
You remember that time where we weren't going to get paid and they were going to find out that we didn't actually lace everything, and then I told them just to pay us, and they did?
Yeah, you got paid.
We can sit here and do this all day.
I was gonna say, I don't need to come live with anybody. I'm okay living where I'm living. If you're saying, "Hey, come live with me" for some reason, then that would be you. But then it's like, "Hey, come live with me." Oh, by the way, now you owe me 10 grand. No,
It would only be 5. It's only half.
Yeah, it's only-
no way.
I
I'm
could
happy
give you
where
a
I'm at.
$1,000 discount. You get high lifestyle perks. It's great.
I can just come by when you're not home and get high lifestyle perks.
You
Wow.
tell
Just
that to
break
the
into his
guard
house.
that lives out front.
I'll be in and out real quick. Boop.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Ba-dum-bump.
All right. Anyway, hey Rob, thank you so much for the game, man. I really do appreciate it. It was a blast.
Yeah, Rob, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, good game.
You guys gonna
Thanks
make
for
me
hosting.
cry.
Yeah.
Not my job.
All right, guys. I will talk to you throughout the week.
Cool.
All right. Take it easy, Bam.
See you.
You-
And again, Twitch chat and later on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for following the series. Those of you that are. If you guys have things you want me to explore with the team, please drop it in Twitch or on Reddit. I am all over the place on the Shadowrun subreddit, BAMCE, or in the YouTube comments, and I will see about getting it into one of the games. So, thank you guys.